Oh, ugh. That was a good start. Well, hello and welcome back to FTRL for what is round 7, I believe, of season 15 of Division 2 of our F1 side of FTRL. This evening we are off to Hungary for the Hungary Ring circuit. I'm on my own this evening, don't have anyone joining me. Aaron's busy at the moment. I think Charlotte must be at work, so he's not going to be joining me this evening. So we've just got me to deal with this evening for Hungary. Obviously Hungary Ring usually provides one of the best races in FTRL. It has done in previous seasons, definitely. And it is a tad dull, to say the least, here at the moment. So that's something to keep an eye on. There's any rain possibly on the horizon, but yeah, it definitely does look a bit dull for Hungary, for at least qualifying. Don't know if there's going to be any rain. A lot of people on their outlaps already, so you never know, could be some rain in quali. Wet races are always the best around Hungary. It's a tricky little circuit, particularly the middle sector. A lot of corners around here, not a lot of straights, not a lot of overtaking points, to be honest, other than turn 1 is kind of the main point at the end of that long straight. Brutus is already on the lap, he's out on the mediums. I'll put on the tyres, they're fitted. So here we go, Brutus on the mediums, and we've got Oscar, Rom and Just Mikey and Captain Chubbs. Also we've got nearly a full grid this evening, so we've got one off a full grid, so fantastic turnout, especially in the run up to Christmas. Sometimes also if you run up to Christmas you get left. Oh god, who's that? That was an Alpha Tauri. I just seen there that must be either AG or Agent Panda that had already had a spin on the outlap, even in Fieber. The title contenders of GT2 racing tomorrow evening. But yeah, as I said, run up to Christmas, really good turnout. We also, I'll jump on board quickly. Brutus is coming around though, so we'll keep an eye on that till the end, and I'll have a little look. Something we've got to it. Glitches I'll know about as well. Well, we've got Brutus coming around on the medium tyres. Not been good enough for provisional pole at the moment. Katami's on a 15.6, but he's 7 off on the medium tyre. But we'll jump on board with our new man for this evening, Lynx FN, and he is starting his outlap. So let's have a little ride on board, shall we, with our new man for this evening. Lynx, he's in the Red Bull. I think he might be possibly be a reserve for this season, depending on how he gets on, obviously. I know he might be too quick, no idea, so we'll see how he goes on. Captain Chubbs, our one lap specialist, on a 15.8 on the medium tyres. And Brezia Daddy's a 14.5, which is a very quick lap time. Rom in a 15.6 on the medium tyre. I think that's a purple sector 1 here for the Red Bull man, Lynx. So we'll see how he gets on for them. Oh. Hello and good evening, welcome to FTRL for round 7 of season 15. Sorry about the little late start we're having this evening. We've got, had a bit of an issue with the lobbies. Which seems to be the norm at the moment with Codemasters. But yeah, I had a little bit of an issue, and then I just had a bit of a little issue with my mic as well, so having lots of issues throughout, but we have got underway at Hungary for a very dull round 7 of season 15 here in FTRL. We've got currently Brezia Daddy on provisional pole on 14.5, and we're currently on board with our new man for this evening, Lynx FN. Who's currently just put back into the pits. Yep, tricky little circuit this for you guys to contend with. Well, I have no idea what's going on with my mic, but you should be able to all hear me now. It's been going off and on for the last 5 minutes, so God knows what's happening. But we'll continue on, carry on anyway. Right, so, as I was saying, Lynx has come into the pits. We've got Matman, and at the moment, where's he? He's in the middle sector, just heading towards the tricky chicane. One of the trickiest parts of the circuit. You don't want to jump too much over the curbs, because you end up getting very off balance if you jump too much, but you can cut it a little bit. And then you've got obviously, ooh, all out of shape there, but he manages to keep it on the track in fairness, which was quite good, but he took a little bit too much curb on the inside there by the look of it. Yeah, not bad from Matman. One man who's improved quite a bit since he started in FTRL a few months back. This is the 2nd season of him. Might actually be his 3rd season actually. Lose count of how many seasons in FTRL we have. Obviously season 15 now, but Brazier Daddy's comfortably on provisional pole at the moment. Katamis is on the mediums at the moment. Ron is in P5, so quite a few guys. Casey Bernard up there in P3, which is a good luck from him. Obviously track limits usually does play a big part around here, as I think most of you are well aware watching here. Most people have been a victim of having a lot of invalidated laps around here. I think it's fair to say, obviously, with the main areas being turn 4? I'm going to say turn 4. I think it's turn 4, yeah. We'll go with turn 4, it's that fast left-hander. You cut too much on the inside, you get track limits, and same on the exit. Exit Cats, it's a purple middle sector. Man in the Renault. Maybe a little bit disappointed with certain races he's had this season. Next Cats, I thought he might be a little bit further up in the S and Div 2. He has been a regular in Div 1 for the last few seasons, since we changed back to 2 divisions. Obviously we used to have 3 divisions, but since we're in 2 divisions he has been in the top division. 15.8 sets, pops him up to P8, quite condensed from P3 downwards. There's a bit of a gap to P2, which is actually Matman, which is a very good lap from Matman. I'm not entirely sure what the pole time is going to be roughly around here. Brazier Daddy has a big chunk ahead as Katamis has retired, which is, as I've just seen, Lee Coles just went past him. Now that is just after turn 4. That is just before what used to be, I'm not sure if it's still, the auto spin curb at turn 5. Now it appears he's obviously had a moment on turn 4 and at the curb on the outside, and it sent him spinning into the wall on the inside, which I think a lot of people have done. I've done it a few times. I've done it quite a few times, I'm not going to lie. It's one of those corners where I think we've all probably had a moment heading into the wall, tyre wear, and like, evening Aaron, you're very, very welcome. As I have just noticed that our new man, Lynx, who, as I said earlier, I think you could hear me at that point because I was having some mic issues. I have no idea. Might be, I'm not sure if my mic's fully compatible with the PlayStation 5, to be honest. It keeps messing up a bit. So let me know if it ever cuts out during this commentary and I'll try and fix it. Because I have got another one I could try. But yeah, Lynx has set up 1:14 flat. It might be reserving for Div 2 for the foreseeable. But if his pace is in to go by, that is a good lap. As Aaron has said, he would expect a few high 113s. Or very, very low 114s. So that's bang on what Aaron thinks will be pole. So that's quite clearly a very good lap, that from Lynx. So I mean that's bang on. So if Alan's suggestions anything to go by, then Lynx could be on pole here. So we'll see how good Mr. Taylor is at his predictions. Usually better than mine. I think I've only ever got one prediction right here in FTRL, and I think it was my very first ever commentating, which was well over a year ago now. That was in late October 2019, which seems a lifetime ago already with COVID and things. before COVID, which, yeah, definitely does seem like a lifetime ago. Yeah, but that's the only prediction I've ever got, so I've been rubbish at predictions, so Aaron is 10 times better than I'll ever be. Predictions. Casey Bernard on his lap now, just starting through turn 1. Turn 1's one of quite a long corner, actually. Usually second gear, though some people like to take it in first gear, maybe if you've got tyre wear near the end of the stint, depends. Casey Bernard come up to probably the trickiest corner on the circuit. For track limits, definitely. And then you get that auto spin curb on the inside, avoids it nicely. Doesn't use the curb on the outside, which most people use. We'll go on board through the middle sector, which is a very tricky little middle sector. You've got the curbs on the left and right. Uses it all. And then you get to the left quickly here before the fast right-hander, usually in 7th gear. He goes in 7, then a quick downshift to 6, back up to 7 before the right-hander. In 3rd gear, doesn't use the curb on the outside. And it's usually a 3rd gear corner, this one. Might be 2nd gear in the race. And then this long last corner, that's quite a frustrating corner, that one. You kind of just want to go a bit quicker through it, you never really get that. Casey Bernard pops himself up into P3. Decent lap back from Casey Bernard as we are getting towards the end of quali now. Oh, just over 5 minutes left. Aaron says Matt Calls has the ability to do a 1 minute 13, but that's if he nails it on softs. However, it would surprise me if he tries to qualify. It wouldn't surprise me. Says if he would try to qualify in the mediums. Now, a very good point. I think this track is one that you see the most, one of the most variations, I would say, on tyre strategies. Full flag's quite a bit down, so we'll jump on board with Captain Jobs. But yeah, quite a lot of variation here usually on tyres. I know a lot of people like to try and start on the mediums here. Tyre wear is quite big, obviously. That's far too much on the inside, and that's invalidated his lap quite clearly there. Too much curb. But yeah, a lot of people like to start on the mediums here. Obviously, tyre wear is quite a lot with all the corners you've got round here, and that's just Captain Chubbs. Now, Captain Chubbs is a one-lap specialist, as we're all aware here, but as you've just seen, he has an almighty bottle in him, Captain Chubbs. He needs to get consistency. He's got the pace. I think that could be said for probably a few people. No disrespect to people in Div 2, because I think they'll all say it themselves. But I think the issue with a lot of people in Div 2 is a lot of people have got the pace up at the top of Div 2, but they struggle with the consistency. One of the people I'd say prime for that is Oscar. He's got the pace, but he's too inconsistent at the moment. He's not pulled that result together. It is coming, it's been coming since the start of the season. He got 4th last time out. I missed last week, I wasn't able to commentate last week, but I believe he got 4th last week having a look at the table, so he's not got a podium yet, that elusive podium, but it's coming. Matt Calls in a 1:15 flat on the medium tyre, which is a very good lap. There we go, Aaron. Predicting a Matt Calls on the mediums, and he is on the mediums. 1:15 flat, decent lap time. Carl on a 1:15.6. Was that his best time? No, it wasn't. That was his best time was on the soft. He's now got on the medium. Some people like to do this, start on the softs, then go to the mediums. I was always like to start out on the. If I was starting on the mediums, I'd usually start out on a lap on the hards. My first ever race in FTRL was at Hungary, many moons ago now. Cat saying he was not pleased with sector 3. He was purple in sector 1 and 2, but then went over a second slower than pole in sector 3. Yeah, that's not a great third sector, to be honest. It is a tricky circuit, that's what I know. It's one you need to get a rhythm. Aaron saying, watch out for Captain Chubbs in the future of FTRL. Once he nails it on the wheel, recently transitioned, yeah, that's a good point. We're right up at the top of Div 1. Yeah, he has recently went to wheel. Captain Chubbs, so that's one of the main reasons he hasn't got the consistency yet. But it's a bit different in regards to Oscar. Oscar's got a lot more pace than when he started FTRL. Carl was very, very had a very, very big moment at the penultimate corner. So that completely ruined that lap, but I don't think he would have improved anyway because he was on the mediums. Agent Panda, what's happening with Agent Panda through the middle sector? A bit pedestrian through there at the moment. Oh, oh god, that's far too wide. Oh yeah, he's been miles down Agent Panda. So is what's happening with Max? Oh. Catching up to what looks like Carl, because Katamis has retired. But Oscar's one that has really improved very quickly since he started FTRL. Bit of a lag there from Max. But yeah, he's just not got that consistency yet, Oscar, but it will come eventually, and he will get a result. I'm guaranteed that. Max has invalidated that as well. A lot of invalidations, though it is expected here. It's notorious for an awful lot of penalties. Is that just Lee just set his lap? No, it's not. He's just started his lap. So Lee's one that I keep continuing saying this. He's not got aggressive this game yet. I don't feel he's just not got that outright pace that he's had in previous games. It will come, and I found this game very tricky when I started out. Especially if you've been off it for a while. Lee 3 times up through sector 1 though, which is a good, decent improvement through sector 1, and I'm sure middle sector is usually where the time is through here for these corners. Using much on the curb on the outside. Lynx has now set a 113.7. Oscar's set a 114.4 as well to go, so it's all changed up in the front row of the grid. That's a mighty impressive time there, as car gets out of the way on the inside, a little bit wide for Lico, but he manages to get turned in alright. Shouldn't lose too much, and he's run out of ERS, Lee. He's not going to have any extra boost coming down this straight, and it's a 115.7, so it's a comfortable improvement there for him. And let's go on to Mr. Penalties himself, Mike, for a lap. Mike showing us probably how not to do a lap. With a lot of penalties he'll invalidate it through here, I'm guaranteed. Oh, that was disappointing, wasn't it? Time runs out for qualifying. Car on the inside, parked up through the chicane. Mike proving me wrong though, and still not invalidating. He knows he wants to. He wants to invalidate his Mike. He'll do it at some point, I'm sure of it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Good boy, mate. Good boy, mate. There we go. Oh, excellently predicted. Brutus, half a second up for the first sector, which is a big improvement. It's not very large. Oh, he's invalidated though. I've just noticed it's red. Matman improving. Decent first lap from Matman through the middle sector. This corner, you just want to make sure you don't go too wide and invalidate. He's up, but not by much. Blue flag comes up to P5. Captain Chubb's up to P4. Fred's still in P3 from what is his first lap, so I'm sure he's got a bit of improvement. We'll just keep on board with Matman. He might be able to jump up to P6 here. We've also, Brutus is just retired, so he's not going to get another lap, and Matt Cause is yet to set a lap, but Matman does jump up, and Matt Cause is all finished and done. Bread's done as well, so Bread hasn't improved from his first lap. So on his debut race, Lynx takes pole position for round 7 at Hungary and the Hungaroring. Matt Cause with a bit of a disappointing P8, but he is starting on the mediums, in fairness, which obviously isn't an initial advantage, but is an advantage towards the end of the first stint. Brutus also qualified on the mediums. Rom was just over a 10th outside of the top 10, and he tried to qualify in the mediums as well. But it's a front row of Lynx and Oscar, Red Bull and Ferrari, Bread in P3. Bread could comfortably have got P2 though, with his first lap being that 114.5, and also the track evolution of things. You're going to go up there. Captain Chubbs with a nice P4 as well. Blue flag in P5, always there or thereabouts. Blue flag. Good qualifying from Matman in P6, and Casey Bernard P7, Matt Cause in P8 on the mediums alongside Brutus, who's also on the mediums. Carl on the top 10, good qualifying that from Carl. Then we get Katamis P11, who we saw retire pretty early on in qualifying after he set his first lap, which next Cat said was a pretty big collision. So Katamis definitely has got more of an improvement in him, and we know how good Katamis is at his opening laps and the starts. He's an absolute monster at starts, and it appears at the moment, as we have a dry looking race. It looks pretty sunny at the moment, at least. So never know, we might get some rain towards the end, but initially it looks like we don't have any rain. So has anyone got any predictions for the race? We'll use our thinking. I'll go for a comfortable Lynx win, I think, if that pace is anything to go by. I'm going to go for Breja Daddy to be P2, and I'm going to go for Oscar to be P3. I'm going to go for Oscar to get his first podium, and hopefully his first of many for the second half of this season. We'll see if we get any predictions in the chat. We've got 30 people watching, just a little reminder as well. You can like the stream, we've already got 6 already, but it helps us out quite a bit. But let's have a look. Obviously, I'm fully expecting outside of the top 10 that we're going to have quite a few different tyre strategies. I don't know if I've had some glitch with this lobby or not. I believe we have had the lobby issue. By the look of the chat and by the look of the game. Now, we already started at 15:15 because there was multiple issues with the lobby and people weren't being able to join. And I believe it started late last night as well, so I don't know what is going on with Codemasters at the moment and the F1 servers, but they are utterly atrocious. They really are awful at the moment. It's just ridiculous how many times it bugs out and crashes. And I mean, we didn't get performance done last Monday as well. Aaron couldn't get it on, then I tried and it didn't work, so I don't know. But then, oh, we're back. Is everyone still in the lobby? Well, no, I don't think anyone's left the lobby. So we appear to have fixed itself, which is a fuss, but it did take about 5 minutes to blooming get going. Right, so we can get underway hopefully. That's a thank the Lord, because another restart took a while. Right, let's have a look at the tyres. Right, Link starts on pole position alongside Oscar. Breja Daddy in P3 alongside Captain Chubbs on the second row. Blue flag Matt Man on the third row. Get Casey Bernard on the fourth row alongside the first of the medium runners and Matt Cos. Brutus also on the mediums, and you get Carl on the softs, rounding out the top 10. Now behind that, 8 out of the 9 drivers are starting on the mediums. The only one not is Agent Panda, but Academy is just outside the top 10 with Mike, Rom, Lee, Nexus Cats. And then get Agent Panda, P16, he's the only soft runner outside top 10. Max, P17, everyone's favourite Belgium. AG's P18 and Rampage is P19. As I said earlier on, it doesn't look like we're going to have any rain for the foreseeable future. Looking very, very dry, and by the look of the pole times as well, I don't think it's going to be raining any time during this race, as it was a pretty quick pole time. So I'm assuming it was a very dry setup. And I'm not going to see any precipitation, but you never know. And that's Matt Claus's dad prediction and for the win. And P8 did a pretty good job. He has started on the mediums though, so he's going to have that advantage towards the end of this opening stint. They have to go longer into the race then. Usually is a one stop here, or some people might do a 2 stop, but it's usually a soft to hard or a medium to hard. Obviously medium to hard is a bit easier, and will give you an advantage in that start of the second stint as well. Fresh tyres was in the race as well, so it's preferable to start on the mediums, but oh, terrible camera angle. I think we'll need to go on board there. Yeah, we'll go on board with Lynx for the start, I think, because there's utterly no point in seeing from the back of the grid, is there? But 5 red lights, out and away for round 7. Seem to get a good start there, Lynx. You've got Oscar alongside him. We've got Breja Daddy trying to go alongside the man Oscar in P2. He's going to try and hold it around the outside, but I think Oscar's going to have that P2 still. He's ghosting in the background. We've got the racing point of Is that Katamis? Oh, it's not, it's Captain Chubbs, isn't it? I was thinking of about Katamis. Yeah, Captain Chubbs in P4. We've got the Alla Ferrari, which is Matman in P5. Ignore the thing on the left because it still keeps bugging completely. But Lynx leads up and towards the chicane, and he's getting away by the looks of it of Oscar. Praise Your Daddy P3, then we've got Matman P5, Blue Flags in P6. Matt causes up one place up to P7 ahead of Casey Bernard, who's starting alongside Casey Bernard down to P8. Katamis is up to P9, so good start from him. Brutus in P10, Carl's away down to P12, so he's lost out 2 places in the opening lap already. Lynx getting away though a little bit. He's nearly got a second of a gap already. It's just about a second now. And he's on to lap 2 in a few seconds time, but Lynx is getting away slightly, and there's a yellow flag in the background. That looks like it's Carl. It wasn't. It is indeed at the penultimate corner. He didn't have a good start and he's lost his wing, and he's going to have to come into the pits. So not a great opening lap that from Carl. FTRL Junkie Sport down at the back of the grid after qualifying just inside the top 10. Is that Matt calls? It is. Having a look at blue flag on the medium tyres. Be a brave man to go trying to overtake on turn 4. Wouldn't advise that. It's tricky enough as it is without trying to overtake someone. Don't go too wide through there. Not advised. Up towards the chicane, definitely no overtaking spots through here, so it's one of those tracks you kind of need to wait for that opening corner. Oh, that car's getting a bit out of shape. Maybe getting overtaken at turn 2 as well. Up towards turn 4 possibly, but that's about it until the very end of the lap, and towards that start-finish straight again. There's nowhere really to overtake through the middle sector at all around here. It's a really tight circuit, and it's one that I think a lot of people really might enjoy actually. I do, for sure. But that course, decent start from MP7, the first of the medium runners. Lynx setting the fastest lap of the race. I think Oscar though, Reggie Daddy kind of matched him there. So one thing to watch for Lynx is, yeah, one lap specialist, or does he have the pace over the rest of the field during the race? Everyone within a second of each other in the top 5. Blue Flag's 1.2 seconds away from Matt Man. He's got Matt Cos very closely behind. And Blue Flag's kind of holding the rest of the field up in the moment behind them. We've got Lee Cole just behind Nexus Cats as well. He's on the mediums. My Agent Partner's come in for an early stop, so is AJ. But there's been a bit of contact down the back of the field. Katamis on in P9. He's going to be catching up to Casey Bernard soon as that tyre begins to go off pretty quickly. Around here with the amount of corners, the softs don't last long, particularly if you've qualified on them, which he has. Blue Flag in P6. Still hounded at the rear by Matt Goss. He's going to want to get past him fairly quickly. Brutus picks up his first 3-second penalty. You're going to see a lot of penalties around here this evening. There'll be very few drivers, I think, that will have no penalties. Lynx has got away now from the Oscar and Red behind, but Matt Cause is moving himself up with DRS pretty comfortably in the background as well. You've got Katamis making a move down the inside of Casey Bernard, and that's another easy move with DRS, and he gets up to P8. Now he should be on the back of Blue Flag. Matt Cause will be trying to get on the back of Matman soon enough. Lynx had a very good last lap, and he's got that gap up to over a second as Captain Chubbs picks up his first penalty, and the second man to pick up a penalty in this race so far. Brutus possibly having a look at Casey Bernard, very close to the back of him, but nowhere really to go again around here. Katamis though is right on the back as well. Blue Flag. The battle for P7. Blue Flag just been overtook, struggling on those soft tyres. The guys on the mediums are already looking a bit racier, as in the background that's Brutus and Casey Bernard. Brutus trying to get past Casey Bernard. Casey Bernard struggling on those soft tyres. He's going to be wanting to get off them pretty soon. Brutus is going really aggressively on the inside there. That's a different line than you would usually take, but he's going to get DRS now, Brutus. Casey Bernard's got DRS on Catamise. Catamise is going to go down the inside of Blue Flag, so Catamise, it should be an easy move, and he was already going to get past before the turn, so he doesn't have to do it under braking, so he gets up to P7. You get Casey Bernard and Brutus still going at it. Casey Bernard still get that DRS off Blue Flag. Both of these guys, Casey Bernard and Blue Flag, are both on the soft tyre, which is why they're kind of being a little bit hounded at the moment by the guys on the mediums, who are quickly getting the superior grip as those tyres struggle. And that is a Matt Man, I think, has come a cropper, a bit like Catamise did in qualifying. He has done the same with the looks of it, and he's went slowly into the wall possibly after hitting that curb on the outside, and he's lost a little bit of wing, having a very, very good race up into that point. High up there. That's a shame for him. Brutus is going to go down the inside. A bit of a late lunge there, trying to have a get away through it. And we've got, I think that's Rom. It is indeed Rom having a look as well in the background. Casey Bernard is in the pits already. He is getting off those tyres. I didn't think it was going to be too long before we saw a few. We've already got Captain Chubbs in as well, so those tyres are not lasting long at all. And that's a few people coming in already, but the front three stay out. Matt Cause has jumped up to P4 with those pit stops. First of the runs on the mediums. So keep an eye on the gap between him and Brescia Daddy. See if it comes down over the next few laps. That's 1.8, 1.9 seconds. Catamise is the similar gap behind, and so is Brutus, who's now ahead of Blue Flag. And we've got Rom, who's going to be on the back of FTRL Blue Flag pretty soon. Teammates in GT, of course, quite a few seasons actually. They were teammates. I think it's a good 3 seasons possibly. So very familiar with each other. Not as much in F1. Usually it used to be in different divisions. F1. Brescia Daddy picks off 3 second penalty. First of the front 3. Matt Cause has rapidly caught up to the back of Brescia Daddy, who's dead to keep an eye on the gap. It's down to 7 tenths. 6 tenths make that. He's quickly gaining. We'll keep an eye on this battle for P7 as Rom is hounding the back of that Alpha. And it's going to be a very straightforward move here as Blue Flag has just went outside a DRS range as Bread pits, so Matt Cause won't have to overtake Bread, and Bread's tyres have obviously went off the cliff near that lap, and it's going to be a very straightforward. Rom's already overtook basically, he's already gone. That is one of the most straightforward moves you'll see under DRS. And there we go, that's an easy move. Up he goes. Matt Cause has jumped up to P3 with those extra pit stops as well. Lynx is moving away from Oscar up front, 2.2 seconds. Bread's come out on the hard tyres, the same as Captain Chubbs. Captain Chubbs came in that lap earlier, but he's come out just in front of Captain Chubbs. And to turn 1 he goes. Lico, 4 tenths away from Nix's Cats, closing into the back of the Renault man. Lico having a decent race so far, starting on the medium tyres. So he qualified, I think it was P14, P15. He's catching up to the back of Nix's Cats and the Renault, who's a big chunk away from Blue Flag, who I imagine will be in fairly soon. Matt Cause is right on the back of Oscar. Will he think about a move down the inside here? That's a brave man, I think. Oh, he's down the inside. There's a bit of contact possibly there. I think Matt Man, while we're talking about that, has had another off. Oh, maybe it wasn't Matt Man. Maybe it was Carl actually. I'm not sure. One of them definitely had an off. Oscar pits. So once again, Matt Man. Not Matt Man. Matt Cause gets a bit of a free ride there. Lynx stays out yet again. Blue Flag pits. So he's the last man out there on those tyres. He started on those softs and he's managed to get them a fair weight. So Lynx is clearly shown his race pace as well as his qualifying pace during this race. So he's doing a good job, as I think Lee Cole's right beside. Next to Cats as they go into turn 2. Lee Cole gets the move done, I think, but next to Cats is going to have the switchback possibly here. Get a good run up towards turn 4, but I don't think he'll try to make a move here. I hope he doesn't. No, Lee Cole gets that move done. He goes a bit wide though, but gets away with it. and Lico moves himself up to P6. Brutus is in P4. He's picked up a penalty. He started on the mediums. Brutus is one of those guys that seems to do quite well in the race. Doesn't have the best qualifying pace, it's fair to say, I don't think, but he definitely does move up a fair bit in the race compared to a lot of others. The Cats are still not letting Lee get away, really. Clearly have pretty similar pace, these two. Oscar's got out ahead of Captain Chubbs and Brezia Daddy. Captain Chubbs has got past Brezia Daddy on that lap, so Lynx has pitted now. Now where will he come out? I assume he's going to come out just in front of Oscar, but we'll go on board with Oscar. And we'll see as he's coming around the final few corners. He's catching up to the back of Max, who's on those medium tyres. Now this is when this kind of different strategy comes into play, because the people that Matt calls are going to get a bit of an advantage now, because these guys are going to catch up to the kind of back of the top 10. As I've just seen, he's come out just in front lengths of Max, actually, importantly. So Lynx gets the jump on Max, which is important because Oscar still has to clear Max in front of him. And as I was saying, those medium runners are going to come up against now. Like Lynx is going to come up against Mike, Katz, Lee pretty soon, and they're all going to be going a little bit longer still on those tyres, so that's going to be costing them time. Whereas Matt Calls has got a free rein out front at the moment. Catamese though, it's pretty close to the back of Brutus. Both on the same strategy at the moment. We'll head down towards the final sector. Should be a fairly straightforward move if you can keep this close in the straight. Once again, really close to the inside there. About 5/10 away. He might just be close enough if he uses a bit of ERS to get a move possibly into turn 1. 6/10 away. Brutus moves to the inside, going a bit defensive. Pretty early on in the straight. It's not going to be quite close enough yet. Catamese, you're going to have to sit back at the moment. Catamese is a bit of a new man recently. He's taking things a lot more cautiously, I think it's fair to say. Definitely one that could be considered to be a bit aggressive on occasion, but he has toned it down quite a bit recently. Matt Van, it's gone from bad to worse. He's picked up another 3-second penalty. Catamese's going very aggressively there. For that corner, taking a lot of speed and very nearly getting a bit out of shape there on the curb, but managed to get away with it pretty easily. Next is Katz, is still right on the back of Lee, and as they head towards turn 4, thought about a move there, but he's backed off again. Very similar pace as Lynx has got past Mike on the run down to turn 4 as well. Superior grip now. Mike's been on those tyres since the start. Lynx on the hard tyres that have not done very long. Lynx has clearly got the superior pace, I think. Vast majority of the grid here. Matt Calls, I think, might be his only threat at this point. Oscar, though, having a good race so far. Really happy to see Oscar. Hope he can keep this up and possibly nab a podium. It's first in the FTRL. He definitely deserves it. He's got the pace. Catamese closing into the back of Brutus. Now, can he get a good exit, which is something he didn't get the last time around. He got a fairly decent exit this time around. He's a bit closer, but Brutus clearly has used a bit of ERS on his exit. So that as Rome is closing into the back of this, he's gradually getting closer and closer each lap to the back. Next to Katz a little bit behind Lee now. Lee's managed to get a little bit of a gap. So that battle stopped at the moment. Battle throughout the grid though at the moment as Captain Chubbs is having a look at Oscar. He goes down the inside. These keep swapping positions. Captain Chubbs gets it back. Oscar, ooh, bit of contact between the two. Oscar's trying to defend it pretty aggressively. Both of them going side by side into turn 2. Oscar gets the position back. Captain Chubbs is going to go do the switch back though and trying to get back past. Oscar though defends nicely. Captain Chubbs is going to have a run possible up to turn 4, but I think he's going to think better making a move. Oscar keeps the place as well on lap 11, so Oscar keeps that P9, but it's costing him time to Lynx as he come out the pits. The gap was about 2.5 seconds. That's now up to 4.2. 4.4 now, so it's going up and up. As Lynx is cut up to Nexus Cats, he's going to have to clear Nexus Cats pretty quickly, but it looks like this might be done on the run down to the next corner. Nexus Cats isn't going to have much to defend with. Left the door open. Fair move by Lynx, and he moves up to P6, and he's going to have Lico, who is his teammate, to overtake, and he's gaining quickly on him through that final corner, which means he's going to get DRS as well. He might be a little bit too far back, but using a bit of his ERS, and he might get a move down at turn 1. It might be a pretty quick move here. He's going to go down the inside of turn 1. It's not close enough. Lee manages to sweep round the outside and keep that position. Katames closing into the back of Brutus, and that's going to be into turn 4. Katames thinks better of it now. Previously, Katames well went for that move, but he thought better of it, which is good to see from Katames. Right, and they go back down to the battle for P9, which is still going on between Oscar, Captain Judge and Bread. Now these are all hindering each other's races here because they're slowing each other up. Oscar's got the slight advantage as he hasn't had a penalty yet. The other two definitely have, as you can see by the little black and white flag at the right hand side. Lee Cole picks up his first penalty. Lynx is going to get past him fairly soon, I'd imagine. That much superior pace on those much fresher tyres. The medium runners might be in a pretty soon. It won't be too long, I don't think. I think it's a bit of a move down the inside. Shows his car there to the inside of Lee, makes him know what his intentions are. He wants to get past pretty quickly, but he's going to wait for this next straight, and he's going to have much superior grip out of this corner, and this will be a very straightforward move. He's nearly passed him already. He's 2 attempts away, and he's going to absolutely waltz past like he's not there, and there he goes, straight past up into P5. So the man who has pitted, the first of the pitted runners, is P5. Now he's a full 19 seconds off of Matt Claus. Matt Claus in a very good position here. He's definitely been the class of the field so far in terms of the people that have started on the mediums, that's for sure. Battle still between Captain Chubbs and Mike. Captain Chubbs had to get out of there. I think Mike's letting him go though, so I don't know if there's a bit of contact in the previous corner. But Oscar's got past him now. Captain Chubbs has got past him now. It's Bread, your daddy's turn very shortly, I'd imagine. Who's on the hard tyre. Obviously Mike on those medium tyres that he started the race on still. And Red gets past him there into the chicane. I don't think Mike is defending particularly hard, in fairness. Brutus is now got the 3 guys behind him for company. As I mentioned about the medium runners coming in, Matkos comes in and Brutus also comes in, which releases Katames and Rom. Rom is going to have DRS on Katames, but will jump on board quickly, I think, with Lynx. Now, where will Matkos come out in relation to Lynx? Well, I think they'll be fairly close. I think it's about 19 seconds for a pit stop, so Lynx will come down and sets the fastest lap of the race in clean air, and there's Matt Cause, I think, coming out there just behind, in fairness, and he's on full lap fresher tyres. So that traffic has cost Lynx as we expected, and it's not a big gap between them. Rampage picks up a 3-second penalty. Got a battle between Katames going to come very soon, and Rom. A battle as well between Oscar and Next Cats. Oscar moves up to P6 and gets past Next Cats. He's going to have to do release shortly. But Lee, Nexus Cats, Rom and Cat will always do a pit stop very soon, including Mike and Max. So he might get away without having to overtake them. Captain Chubbs, however, is closing up to the back of Nexus Cats as well. Brutus is 1.2 behind. So he's dropped off a little bit. Oh no, sorry, Brutus has just come into the pit. Sorry, I forgot, I meant Bread. Sorry, Bread is behind Brutus, so I think Brutus and Bread come out pretty close together. Oscar, oh no, he's disconnected. That's such a shame. Oscar appears to have disconnected. He is indeed doing well at City Wash evening. Oscar's going to get overtook here. It's such a shame for Oscar. He just doesn't get a run, does he? He makes a few mistakes and he's not managed to get that podium, and now in a good position, and it's not going well for him again. Disconnect the looks of it. Next is Cats and Captain Chubbs. Captain Chubbs going round the outside at turn 1. I guess the move done. And the run down to turn 2, and now you've got Brutus going for a move down the inside of Next is Cats as well at turn 2. He's going to get that move done as well. Next is Cats has been smothered. We've got a battle between Oscar and Katames as well. Oscar not in his car, so Katames gets up to P7. Oscar plummeting down the order. End to end stuff here. All down the grid. Moves galore. It always throws up a good race, doesn't it? Battle at front soon, I imagine, as well. Gap is closing considerably recently. Brutus is right on the back of Captain Chubbs. Captain Chubbs is going to close up in Lee as well. We're still yet to pit. I think it might be a good idea for Lee to pit soon here, because otherwise he's going to get absolutely smothered by this lot, and it's not going to help his race here. So he's going to want to come into the pits, I'd imagine. He's not going to want to get And that map man looks to have another moment as well. I don't think we can leave this full blown battle though between all these cars. Oh, next is Cat's pit. Lee call pits. Next is Cat's doesn't. Academies will waltz past though. Get past. I think that's going to be a very straightforward move. It will jump quickly. What's going to happen? No, it doesn't make a move. Bruce is on Captain Chubbs, but behind Catamies very quickly gets past. Next is Cats as we expected. Pretty straightforward. Rom now on his teammate down the inside. There's a Renault collision. Bit of a collision between the two Renault drivers there, but got away with it. Alright, Matt Caw's right on the back of Lynx. I think Oscar has tried to join back, but he's not been able to get back in his car, so it looks like Oscar's race is done with, sadly for Oscar. Matt Caw's still on the back though. There's Lynx. Not been able to get a move done yet. A lot of battles still going on here. On to the straight we go. Matt Caw's is still not close enough by the looks of it. 7 attempts, you need to be a bit closer than that. Though, look who's a lot closer, Brutus. One of those medium runners from the start of the race. And there we go, on the outside. Captain Chubbs defends the inside line. He's going to go for the switchback, switchback, switchback. Does he get it? He's going to go side by side. Into turn 2 he goes, side by side. He's going to try and hold it around the outside of Captain Chubbs as they come back into view. Then he's going to go for another switchback move on Captain Chubbs. They're going to go possibly side by side here on the run down to turn 4. Thinks about it, backs out. Excellent racing by both of them. Respectful. Captain Chubbs gave him the room. Brutus didn't force it. Once again, good battling. Very nice driving by both of them there. Matt Caw still not able to find a way past yet. Brutus stalking the back of that racing point, yet to find a way past either Rom. Similarly with Catamies. Fred behind them, who's followed closer by Casey Bernard. Next is Cats with Kamerk out on the hard, same as Lee. He's picked up a penalty. Brutus on the back of Captain Chubbs again. Just over halfway. Not able to make a move yet. Oh, neither Catamies or Rom. Not too far back. Max comes into the pits, releases Lee. Calm down a little bit for the moment. I'm going to get my breath back. Been a bit of a frantic 18 laps. Matt Caw's quickly closing into the back of that Red Bull. Through that middle sector, he's going right up and he's under 4 attempts now. If he can keep that close, it's going to be a move into turn 1. Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Oscar. I mean, I really wanted to see you get that podium and you had the pace today, but it's one of those things that happens. Forget about it. Come back after the Christmas break. I'm sure you'll get a podium pretty soon, especially with the pace you've got. Just keep going, it'll come. Brutus closing in. Ooh, had a look at a move there, but thought better of it. So it's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 up to the top 8 in terms of battles. Each of first and second have the battle, third and fourth, fifth and sixth, and seventh and eighth having their separate battles at the moment. Blue flag trying to join in that battle for 7th though. Captain Chubbs might have to do another stop. The same with Lynx. It might be a bit tight for them to get to the end on those tyres. They could be on the border, particularly Captain Chubbs. Bread as well. Gacy Renard and Blue Flag will definitely have to do another stop. Same with Agent Panda. It's on the mediums. Matman and Carl. Carl will have to do another stop. There's no way Carl's going to get 32 laps on the hards. Captain Chubbs is I think Captain Chubbs will have to pit again personally. I think he might have to put on the socks. So it's not a fastest lap though. Does Lynx and moves away from Matt Cos a little bit for an excellent lap. The battle between P3 to P4 has merged with the battle to P5 to P6. And they're catching up to what appears to be a backmarker of Rampage as well at the moment. But yeah, that battle has merged in from two car battles, sorry, tongue twister, to a 4-car battle for the remaining podium position as it stands. And Lynx appears to have released the Rampage. Gets a little away. Lynx appears to have just took the sandbags out for a bit. So he has and is comfortably moved 2 seconds clear in the space of 2 laps. So definitely took the sandbags out, and Matt Cos just can't hack it with the pace that he's setting. Brutus right on the back of Captain Chubbs. He's not been able to make a move yet. He's got to do it quickly though. We've got 2 guys behind him, Catamies and Rom, who are catching now as well. He's so close this time though. He's going to be able to make this move soon enough, you would think. Especially being this close. We can get a good exit onto this straight. Decent exit, and he does indeed. And it's going to be a straightforward move, I feel, here down the inside. Captain Chubbs must be running a really good top speed setup though, as he's really been a match as they go side by side. Into turn 2 he goes. Brutus on the outside. Captain Chubbs defends the inside again. Brutus once again is going to try to switch back, but he's not going to be able to as Captain Chubbs covers it off nicely. Good defensive driving. He's hanging in there. Catamies now is going to go down the inside of Brutus. And they go side by side for turn 5 as well. Still a little bit of contact as they go side by side still for turn 6. Absolutely mental battle as they go side by side. They go side by side for turn 6. And turn 7, Catamies! Oh my god, what a move from Catamies! That is one of the best moves I've seen in F1. That is absolutely superb from both of them there. For Brutus for defending that all the way, and for Catamies committed all the way through that battle. Incredible overtake from Catamies. Though, has there been a bit of contact at the end of it? I feel there may have been, because Brutus has come into the pits. I don't know if that was the end, because I think Catamies had half got the move done. I think Brutus, don't know if there was contact in the chicane. Definitely, that's what you call committed from Catamies. It wasn't the cleanest move, I'll give it that, but it definitely was interesting. Rom gonna go round the outside of Catamies there. So now Rom gets past at turn 4 on Catamies as well. Has Catamies got wing damage from that as well? I feel possible. No, he hasn't actually. I was wondering because he was going a little bit slow, but that's allowed Captain Chubbs to get away a bit. Matt Cos is now caught back up to the back of Lynx on lap 22. It got up to 2 seconds as Lynx just kind of upped the pace slightly, and then Matt Cos couldn't really handle it at first. Matt Cos has closed at a second and got away from Captain Chubbs even further. It was 7 and it's now up to 9 seconds. Evening, Zumpy. No, still a battle going on here for the lead. It's definitely not over, especially with Lynx tyre struggle we possibly have towards the end of the race. We get to see how that's going to go. Blue flag has come out in front of Oscar, though Oscar is not in his car, I don't believe. Still, don't think he's going to get back in it, I'm afraid. Oh, I think Lynx has had a moment somewhere there. As that gap is closed even further through there. Matt Caw's closing up to the back of him. So it goes under 4 tenths for a bit there. And from 2 seconds down to 4 tenths in the space of 3 laps. Closed pretty quickly here. Links up to pace. Picks up a 3-second time penalty as well. Went a little bit too wide on the exit. And he's going to go and defend as Matt Call goes down the inside. Lynx is going to go for the cutback, and he's just took out Matt Cause. Oh dear. Oh dearie dearie dear. And Matt Cause is not going to be a happy bunny. And he has just been took out by the new man, Lynx. Have a look at that. Matt Cause's charge. Definitely look from that camera angle, the Lynx just kind of fit into the side of him. Brutus and Lee going side by side in a turn 1. And Brutus gets the move done on fresh mediums after he had to pit after some wind damage that was sustained during that battle with Cathmies. Captain Chubbs has Rom and Catamies behind again. Captain Chubbs got away after there was that battle between Catamies and Brutus. Got away about 2 seconds up the road. Obviously the tyre advantage by Rom and Catamies has is considerable over Captain Chubbs now. And a bit of oversteer there from Captain Chubbs in the final corner has allowed Rom to close in even further, and he might just think about a move. Side by side. Are they going to go here? Rom is just about still on the outside. Captain Chubbs should be able to defend that pretty nicely. Rom, though, is going to get that cut back onto the straight. He's not going to be able to get a move, though. And he has to settle for P4 at the moment. Captain Chubbs has been pretty good at that defensive kind of area in sector 1. As Casey Bernard getting past Lee into turn 1 as well. Lee needs to move back, not able to, but still this battle for P3. Down the order, Mike's come into the pits. A lot of gaps down the back, which is why I've not seen much of the action, to be honest, down here. It's been a fair bit of gappage between the drivers. Not sure if that's a word, but I just made it up. Lee being overtook by Brutus and Casey Bernard recently. Now come in for their next stops. Rob's down the back of Captain Chubbs now. Will he get this done this time? A little bit closer initially, but there's not much ERS left from. So I think Captain Chubbs might be deploying a bit there on the straight. An entry to the straight. Catamies hovering in the background. Loitering. Who is that? There was a yellow flag, which I don't really know. Might have been for Mike, possibly. I'm not entirely sure who that was for. Catamies picks up a 3-second time penalty. Nice heli shot. And heading towards the chicane. Looks as you were for P3 to P5. Max comes into the pits and has sped into pit lane and has received a 5-second time penalty. Battle between Blue Flag and Lee coming soon, I imagine. Blue Flag on fresh tyres. A little bit older tyres. Should be a battle coming soon. We've still got this battle to head on to the straight again. And will Rom finally get this move done? Captain Chubbs. Doesn't look like it, he's just a little bit too far back still. And Rom doesn't seem to have that straight line speed to get past, so Oh, big moment for Rom, and that's going to allow Katamis up in a P4. Just a bit of a moment on traction for Rom in the Renault. They go on towards the straight now, and we're going to have a move here. Two people very familiar with each other. On track. Blue flag on Lee as blue flag goes down the inside on Lee. Lee gives him the room. Gives him a lot of the room, and he's going to try and hold it around the outside though. He's going to try and defend. I don't think he's going to be able to do much though. Blue flag gets up, so comfortable. Good move from blue flag up into P9. He drops in at P10. Battle for P3 still ongoing. Captain Chubbs now leads from his teammate now though. As a little moment for Rob on the exit of turn 1. What's going to happen with Captain Chubbs? Is he going to come into the pits at any point, or is he going to hold out and try and get them to go 27 laps? They will be pretty shocked by the end of 27 laps. How much tyre wear will he have to deal with? Now, the difference between this battle we're going to have now than the battle we had before Rom overtook Katamis, Katamis overtook Rom, sorry, was Rom had another. Rom's had another spin. It's been once again on the exit of turn 1, and he's now lost wing as well. So he drops down. He's bend it into the wall, which is brought out the virtual safety car, and that neutralises the race for the time being. And Captain Chubbs, if he can get around to the pits in time, might think about a pit stop here, because he's got a big old gap to bread. Now it might be advisable for him to come in because of the level of tyre wear that he's got. He's not going to come in. I would have personally come in there because he's got the gap, and with it being in the virtual safety car, it's going to be reduced that time in the pits. But he's not. He's going to carry on, which is interesting. As we go green flag, racing again. Katamis is going to have DRS. Now, as I was saying, the difference between Katamis and Rom is Katamis always runs a very top speed setup. So he's always rapid in a straight line. Whereas I think Rom wasn't particularly quick in a straight line, which is why he kind of struggled to get past Captain Chubbs. Whereas Katamis gains so much on the straights, as Captain Chubbs picks up another 3-second time penalty now. That's a lot of penalties for a lot of drivers. Matt Cause yet to pick up a penalty. Next as Katz comes into the pits. Mike's on the back of AJ on fresh hards. Battle for P14. A little wide there from Mike, but gets away with it. Katamis on Captain Chubbs. As I said, I thought it'd be an easier move with Katamis than it was with Rom. And straight away, and the first opportunity he really gets. Oh, I think Captain Chubbs has had him. Oh, he has. In the background, I thought I just saw that, and I think he's lost wing as well now. So that's Captain Chubbs. I did mention Captain Chubbs has a knack of having blunders when he's in good positions, and he has lost that end plate as well, as Bread is going to catch up to the back of him now as well, and with that wing damage he nearly goes into the side and gets away with it. But yeah, a lot of wing damage happening now, and a lot of people getting to the end of their tyre stints are struggling on the tyre wear now from those hards. Linkso doing alright at the moment. Obviously he does have that 3-second time penalty, which Matt Cos does not have as of yet. So Matt Cos only needs to get within 3 seconds to win the race. He doesn't have to overtake him really. If this happening, what's the closest battle we've got here? It's going to be between Brutus and Captain Chubbs, and Captain Chubbs, I imagine, will be into the pits to change his wing, and he lets Brutus through. No point in fighting it. Brutus might be on... Oh, pardon me. Jesus. Brutus might be on the back of his teammate very shortly. On much fresher tyres. Brezhidati, 23 lap old tards. He's going to be 27, 28 lap old tards. As Captain Chubbs just goes bad to us, he's got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Yes, it's not been a good lap for Captain Chubbs, has it at all? Right. Still 3.6 out front. No, still not happening out front yet for Matt Cos. Not closing that enough. Next is Katz down at P11. Is Oscar back in his car yet? I think Oscar is back in his car now. I'm not entirely sure about this. It doesn't tell me when someone joins now. It tells me when someone leaves, which is a bit odd. Red picks up another 3-second time penalty. Brutus is closing in on that. And his teammates. That other penalty's not going to help much. All quieting down now. All the gaps are spreading out as we head towards the final few laps of the race. 3.5 laps to go. It's a bit of a, it's a good track, but it's an unforgiving track. Next is Katz is on Oscar. I'm not entirely sure if Oscar is actually in his car. He's ghosting, so I'm assuming he's not. Still. And he's going to go through him, so he's not in his car. Wasn't entirely sure. As he gets past. Captain Chubbs has come out on the soft tyre, so expect some pretty blistering lap times very shortly. On the racing point. Matt Cos has got that gap down to just over 3 seconds. It's 3.5 now, so get it down slowly, but he needs another 4 attempts. And Lynx has got 3 laps to go now to hold on. Agent Panda moves up to P11 past Oscar as well. Past Oscar. He goes. Brutus is now on the back of his teammate. Onto the straight they go. It's not going to be quite close enough, I don't think. He has got a good exit in fairness. But he's getting literally no ERS basically. So that's not going to be very helpful. But as I said, I think both got a lot of penalties, so things could change. Matt Cos got that gap down a little bit more now. It's down to 3.3. It's going down 3.2, 3.1. It's hovering just above 3 seconds. Just over 2 and a bit laps to go now. Right. Captain Chubbs, there we go. That's that blistering lap I was on about. 16.5. And there's Brutus on Bread. Closing in still. Agent Panda's closing in on Nexus Cats as well. Towards the end. That gap out front is just over 3 seconds. Make that under 3 seconds. Is that tie where I think it's kicking in for Lynx, and Matt Cos has got it under 3 seconds. Oh, it's hovering just at it. Matt Cos just needs to make sure he doesn't get a penalty though. Brutus on Brezia Daddy. Will he get past his teammate now? He goes to the outside. Bread defends the inside. He's going to go for the switchback, I think. Gets a good exit and is going to go side by side. I think it's going to be moved on with the extra grip round the outside. It is indeed. There we go. Up he goes in a P4. I think he might have let him go a bit there though, in fairness. don't think Bread fought it there on the run into turn 2, but look for Brutus's movement afterwards, saying thank you to his teammate. I think his teammate just kind of let him go there, which is fair enough. There's no point in battling. He doesn't feel he's got the tyres. He has been on those tyres for 26 laps. As Lynx enters the last lap, Matt Cos has got that gap down to well under 3 seconds now, as I feel like that tyre wear has come to haunt Lynx here towards the end of this race, and it looks like Matt Cos will get the win. As it stands at the moment, it just needs a clean lap here. So has Lynx left anything for this last lap? It doesn't appear to be, because he's only at 5% ERS. So it appears hasn't really left anything. Agent Panda on the back of Nexus Cats though. Lynx coming around. Middle sector now. He's going to take P1 on the road. Doesn't look like he's going to take P1 after penalties. And there's AG and Carl having a last lap scrap. Going for P14. Max picks up another penalty as well. Lynx still heads round as there's a yellow flag which appears to be Captain Chubbs again. But there we go, Lynx takes it on the road. Matt Cos takes it though on penalties. Catamise is going to take a comfortable P3. Helped a bit fortuitously, I would say, by Captain Chubbs and a couple of people's misdemeanours as he takes P3. Not a good result for Catamise. Brutus comes home. I'm not sure what the penalty situation is between the two teammates, but he's going to take it on the road at least. Brutus takes P4 on the road. Red jumps him, so he goes up to P4. Casey Bernard comes round. Decent result for Casey Bernard. A yellow flag, I think, here. And Casey Bernard jumps both of the Williams, who are considerably ahead. Casey Bernard jumps them up to P4. As blue flag takes P7, Lee Cole takes P8. Captain Chubbs is going to take P9 by the looks of it. Around the final corner goes, and next to Cats and Agent Panda are battling into the final few corners. Next to Cats looks to have held off the charge from Agent Panda towards the end. Next to Cats and Agent Panda, I don't know what the penalty situation between these two is. Next to Cats and Agent Panda have the same penalties actually, so that concludes the race. Matt Cos takes the win from new driver. Lynx behind in P2. Catamise rounds out the podium and gets the Codemasters Driver of the Day. A very entertaining race, particularly in the first 20 odd laps, which was end to end battling down the field. Captain Chubbs gets fastest lap, and Matt Cos from P8 on the grid takes the win. Lynx and P2, Catamise P3, Casey Bernard P4, then we've got Bread P5, Brutus P6, Blue Flag P7, Lee P8, Captain Chubbs P9, next to Cats P10, that's Agent Panda, Oscar, Matman, AGP 14, Carl P15, get Max P16, Mike finishes P17, and Rampage P18, and the only DNF was Rom. That concludes this evening's action of Div 2. So tomorrow we have our last race of GT2 before the Christmas break. So we get GT2 tomorrow, and then we'll get GT1 on Friday, and then as I said there, we've got our Christmas break, so we're off for quite a few weeks, and we are back racing on the week commencing Monday the 4th. So performance back on Monday the 4th, and then you've got Div 1, Div 2, GT2 and GT1 back on usual 5 days a week from the 4th of January. But you've got 2 more days of racing to go, both on Gran Turismo, and then we're back on January 4th after the Christmas break. And this will be the last comms I do before Christmas. So for whoever watching, have a lovely Christmas, and I will see you back on Monday the 4th for